Hello, and welcome to the iTrent Manager Self-Service video tutorial. This video tutorial will provide step-by-step instructions on how to use the Manager Self-Service. Throughout this video, I may refer to the Manager Self-Service as MSS. As a line manager, you will have access to a variety of functions that includes approving annual leave or training courses, entering absence details, viewing staff employment details such as probation dates or working hours, viewing disciplinary details, and much more. Accessing MSS. You can access MSS on iTrent via InScope. Once you have the page open, please enter your Scope login details that you use when you log into your laptop. You will then have the front screen in front of you. The above screen displays the following. Number one are the sections which you can find on the right-hand side of your screen. These are specific sections that are accessible to you. Two are the tiles below that shows you your to-do list, out of office, and company news. Third is your account info, where you can change password or log off. And lastly, we have the main menu, where you can search for any facility-related pages. We will now move on to the People Manager dashboard. To do this, please click on People from the right-hand side of your page, where the folders are. Once you have selected People, you should get this screen. Now, to select one of your staff members, please go onto the left-hand side panel, where you should have a list of all staff under you. In this example, I am going to click Miss Jane Doe. You should now get this screen with all the key functions. The first key function, as I mentioned before, is the list of staff. 2 is their employment information for the selected staff, which should have their salary, hours, position details, and reporting manager. Third, they should have their calendar, the absence calendar, where you can view the holiday summary of that selected staff. Fourth, and just below, are their folders, where you can access data for the selected employee. And just below the photos are the links to these pages. Lastly is the search facility, or the Go to Homepage facility. So just a few more tips. For the People Manager dashboard, you can click on the iTrent logo, like so, on the top left-hand side of the screen to return to the homepage. And then click on the People folder or Selected folder to move forward. To access more details about the employee's information, you can either click on their job title or their hours. In this case, I will click on their job title, which should give you more information of their location, their reporting unit, and who else they report to. Similar to the employment, you can also access more detailed information about their holiday by clicking either the View Full Calendar or View Multiple Holiday Schemes, or even to check next year's entitlement, which you can do so by clicking the Multiple Holiday Scheme like so. We will now move on to accessing the folders and links such as sickness, holiday, and other absences. To access these features, please click on the folder header name. That will then show you the available links to these pages. For example, if we were to click the header name sickness, we would get the following links below. So let's click sickness details. Now just a tip, if there is more than one record or position, please select the relevant record from the bottom left page. In this case, we only have one, but for your selected staff, you may have more than one. Once you select the relevant record, you're able to see the sickness period, absence start, absence end date, and absence record for this specific record. Another tip is that you can click on the staff's name to return to the main page of the staff's record and links, like so. Another tip is that whilst you have the person selected, you can click on Menu, which will give you the option of a drop-down folder to all of the other links that was mentioned under the sickness folder. So once you have the sickness folder, you'll be directed to the sickness details link as, as shown in the screen in front of you. Please note that it is highly important that as managers you input the end of date, long-term absence or any changes of sickness for your staff into iTrent. If this is not done accurately, staff pay will be affected. Just to give you more details, the sickness detail link allows you to view previous and current sickness details. Please select a sickness record from the bottom left hand side of the page as I mentioned before. You can also use this link to update the sickness end date, then click Save. So for example, to edit the absence end date, you can click either the calendar or type in the absence end date. It may be easier for you to click the calendar so you can get a full view of their start date, which was the 5th for this example, and the end date, which I'm going to change to the 9th, and then click Save. Once again, it is highly important that any changes of sickness to your staff is entered correctly into iTrent, or this will affect their pay. Now, in the case of new sickness details, which we can access again through clicking menu and clicking the link here, this enables you to add a new sickness record. You can choose more than 1 day, full day, or part day, like so. So once you have entered your absence start type, whether that be full or part, in this case, I'm going to enter it as a full day. You should then add in your absence reason, which I'm going to choose headache, toothache, and migraine. The absence type, which is of course sickness, and then the end date as well. And once that is done, you can then click save, and that should automatically save and appear on the left hand side as a new absence. Please note that if your staff is on long-term sick leave, please leave their end date blank until they return to work. So this end date here. Okay, we'll now move on to the sickness pattern override. This enables you to override the working pattern and set it to the correct hours that were taken when the employee was sick. Please note that if a staff member works on Saturday, as a manager, you need to ensure that this change to the working pattern is recorded accurately. This can be done by clicking the sickness pattern override to enable their pay to reflect the changes that's been made to their working pattern as of that week, for example. Now you can choose the absence episode from the bottom left page, which I've already clicked here, so the 4th of the 11th, 2019. And you can change the hours accordingly to validate and then validate it and then save. So for example, Miss Jane Doe, who works on a Monday and a Tuesday, was sick on a Monday, who works Monday to Friday, sorry, was sick on a Monday and also sick on a Tuesday. So then I validate it and then save it.
So, just another tip before we move on to adding the doctor's certificate under sickness. We're just going to quickly look at another tip for sections and links. So, as a manager, if you ever get prompted by iTrent to view a staff member, please remember to click on the three dots on the left-hand side page of the screen, which will give you an option to click on Reporting View. Again, that will give you the view of all the employees that report to you. And by clicking, for example, in this case, if I click Mr. Patel, I should be able to get the relevant record and information from Mr. Patel specifically and the relevant link.
So we'll now move on to adding the doctor's certificate and uploading the doctor's certificate for a specific sickness episode. So go into menu, click onto the link Add Doctor's Certificate Details to choose the relevant episode, which in this case we will be choosing the 4th of November 2019. Select the type, which is a doctor's certificate. The reason we'll put in as back pain. The start date should be the 4th, end date the 5th, like so. And then the submission date, which we'll put in as the 28th, and then click Save. Then once you've clicked Saved, the changes should automatically save. Now to upload the doctor's certificate for this episode, you would then need to click Upload Doctor Certificate, like so. Remember that you should choose the absence episode from which you want to upload the doctor's certificate. Type in the title of the certificate, which we'll put as Dr. Cert 04 11 19. Choose your file and then click Save. Please remember once you upload the certificate, please shred any paper trail. For holiday requests, staff would request a holiday through the employee self-service, which is also known as ESS, and an email will be sent to you. The request will be in your My To-Do list on the homepage, like I've just shown you here. To authorize or to view a request, please click on the My To-Do list on the homepage. And then as you can see, it says requires authorization. Click, go to next. And that should take you to the holiday absence details. So you can see the day that, in this case, my employee, Ms. Jane Doe, has requested the holiday, so the 1st of the 10th. And then the holiday authorization status. I'm going to click as authorize and then click save. And then that's it. Then I should have no more tasks. Well, less tasks in my to-do list. Now you have two ways of approving the request. You can tick the box, click on actions and select the authorize or not authorize option as I just shown you. Or you can click the details of the request, choose the option from the authorization status and click save. Now in terms of the holiday links that you can find in the holiday entitle summary, or when you click on the holiday entitle summary like this, if you go to menu you can find the following links. We'll start off with holiday entitlement summary. So this allows you to see how each holiday absence is broken down, and it displays the duration and the deductions from the entitlement like so. Again, to add holiday details, you just click the link above and it should load up. Similar to sickness, you can add the start date, what type of holiday they're having, so whether that be a full day or part day, the end date, and then the absence type, which either be holiday or time in lieu. So you can add it through this option, or you can also add it through, well, staff member can add it through requesting it through the ESS, and that will come up through your homepage under your to-do list, which is what I showed you previously. Now, to amend existing holidays, again, you go back to menu, click the link here. You have to make sure that you select the holiday that you want to amend, which in this case I've chosen the 1st of October, and then you can amend the length. So if it's more than one day, you click more than one day, and then again edit it accordingly. And then to approve, to override holiday. And again, similarly, you can then override any holiday patterns to make sure that their hours reflect the holiday that was taken. Again, this is a similar process to sickness pattern override. Go into menu, holiday pattern, click the selected episode, and then edit accordingly.
So just before we move on to any other absence, I just want to highlight the following. So you cannot authorize a holiday which will take an employee into a negative balance. In terms of the carryover threshold, it is 35 hours or the equivalent prorata, which must be taken by the end of May, or it will be lost if not used. And finally, cancelling authorized leave. As a line manager, you must send an email to iTrent mailbox to cancel authorized leave.
We'll now move on to other absences. So similar to sickness and holiday, click the folder, then the relevant link that you would like access to. In this case, we've clicked on the other absence details where you're able to view details of other absences like unpaid leave, compassionate leave, or study leave. If you want to add another absence, click on add other absence, like adding a new sickness record, for example. But please note that the deductions may be made for some of the other absence options selected. So for example, the absence type, again, would not come under sickness. It could come under parental leave, TA duties, unpaid leave, domestic leave, for example. If you would like more information about the different absent types under other absence, please go on to InScope and search for the relevant policies for more information. In the case of maternity, again, you were to click on to maternity details. Click onto maternity details where you can view the maternity start and end date. To add toil end, please ensure that you select the time off in lieu from the scheme name and adjust from the adjustment type field. Then add the number of hours owed and the reason for the toil earned, then click Save. We will now move on to the employment folder, and the following links can be used as follows. So position details and reporting lines. This allows you to view the position reference, their probation period, the reporting manager, and their location. In terms of hours and employment status, you can view their contracted hours, the contract type, and also the FTE. In terms of salary and FTE, you can also view whether they're full-time or part-time, their pro rata salary, FTE, and any reason for change. And finally, if we go back to menu, you can then also view their working pattern. So you can view the days of work, hours, and previous working patterns. You can also view previous working patterns by looking again on the left-hand side panel to view any previous working patterns that have been added or changed to. Now we'll move on to probation. So again, click on the probation folder and then the relevant link. And the probation folder should be used as followed. So in terms of complete probation review, if a staff member has successfully completed their probation, please ensure that you update their iTrent record. This will also trigger an email to you with a template letter that you'll need to send the staff member. Once you've done this, tick the complete box and click Save. The next link is to upload a probation review. This will allow you to upload any evidence or form to the staff's probation record. The following link is the new probation extension period. If the staff probation has been extended, please add a new probation extension record via this page. Please note that this will trigger again an email to you with the extension letter you need to send to the staff member and an email to the staff advising them of the extension. Please remember it is important to add the reason like so, of the extension. So not a new appointment, but probation extended. And then add the start date and end date, and click save. I will now move on to learning and development. When a staff member requests to book a training course through the employee self-service, which is also known as ESS, an email will be sent to you and the request will be in your My To-Do list on the homepage. The approval process is the same as the holiday request that I showed you earlier. To review a request, remember to click My To-Do list on your homepage and then approve accordingly. Now back to the L&D folder. The L&D folder can be used as follows. So click onto the folder and then you can view the relevant links. So the View Staff Book Details allows you to view the details of the training course that the staff has booked onto. Now in this case, Miss Jane Doe is not on any courses yet, but if she were, you should get a list of any courses that they have requested and that you have approved. To view course details, that link allows you to view details of all previous or current training courses available. And again, the course overview objectives that allows you to view the objectives of the training course and the course overview. Please note that if a training course is fully booked, staff can add themselves to the waiting list. The Learning and Development Manager will then add them to the course when spaces become available or a new date has been set. You will be notified if they are booked onto the course from the waiting list. If you require any further information, please contact the Learning and Development Manager.
So we'll now move on to reports. With the report function, you can now run various reports to see the sickness levels in your area, outstanding holiday entitlement, or the number of posts in your area, including vacancies and details of salary and hours of the position. So to do this, you can now click on the reports on the section of your homepage, like so, and you then get to see the below options: sickness or holiday report, position report, or download report. In this case, we will click on sickness and holiday report. So what you need to do is complete the fields to your requirements. So in this case, we'll change it. I've changed it to sickness from the absence from 2000, absence from the 1st of the 10th, 2019. That shouldn't be 18, it should be 19. Like so. Change. So just 2019, 1st of October to the 31st of October 2019, and then change the output to CSV file and click run. So the report will take around 1 to 2 minutes to populate or complete. You will receive an email notification once completed. To download the report, please either click on Menu at the top. So you can please click on Menu or go onto iTrent homepage, go onto your My To-Do list, go into Processes, and you would see that the report is complete. So just a few tips. If you select sickness or holiday report, you will get 3 options to choose from on the left-hand side of the screen. Tip number 2 is to change the output type to CSV, which will provide the data in the Excel spreadsheet like I showed you before. And then last is once you have clicked on to complete, for example, please click on the download button to download your report.
We'll now move on to the employee relation details, which can be as followed as so. Disciplinary details. This link allows you to view previous and current disciplinary cases. ER details allows you to view other related ER cases that include notes, dates, and outcomes. Please select the ER issue then the case from the bottom left page of the corner. In the next folder, personal information. The personal information can be as followed. Contact details. So this enables you to see and view the staff's work email address, like so, or their telephone number. In the case of emergency contact details, similarly, it shows you the details of the employee's emergency contact. So that would be the name, the relationship, and their contact number or email address. And then lastly, personal details. This enables you to view the staff's name, start date, and personal reference. Requesting a new role or replacing staff into an existing role. As part of the new system implementation, it was agreed that all roles, new or replacements, would be approved through iTrent. This means that before you start to recruit, you must complete a new requisition and get the appropriate approval. For new roles or amend in salary on a replacement role, you should provide the role profile and the person specification to reward for benchmarking and grading prior to starting this process, so this information can be added. To do this, please click on the recruitment button from the folders on your homepage. You will then see the recruitment option as shown below. So if you scroll down and then click on requisition details new. To complete the form, enter the data as follows. So starting off with the requisition name, so that would be the job title or the role that you're recruiting for, their expected start date, their life cycle, so set that to staffing, please, and the workflow group, select from the appropriate list from the drop-down list. The business case, which will be the justification for the role, this will be visible to approvers. The type, so whether that be a new hire or replacement. Proposed salary, so that would be the accepted salary of the role. Proposed grade, which will be the expected grade for the role. Department, which will be the department the role will be contained within. The unit code set to the correct scope finance unit code. Once all of the mandatory folders are complete, select Save at the bottom, and then the requisition will automatically be sent to the relevant approvers. Redirecting your task. There may be times when you are away from the office, on holiday, away for an extended period, or wish to delegate some of your iTrent MSS responsibilities. Please note that a covering manager must send HR ops details of any new sickness details of staff, or the current manager must enter the details upon their return from absence. Now, to redirect your task, click on the Task Reassignment button from the folders on the homepage, like so. You will then see the same options below as it was with the recruitment button on the homepage. Click onto Add New Task Reassignment, like so. And then complete the following data like so. So enter the start date that you would like to redirect your task. So in this case, I would choose the 11th. So, and then the end date that you expect to be back from your absence should be the following Monday, the 18th. The process type set to redirect to all. And then search the relevant covering manager that you would like to redirect your responsibilities. Enter your password, your iTrent password, and then click Save. Going back to our homepage, you also have access to the following links. Scrolling down, you have access to HR form links. This will direct you to InScope HR and Payroll Forms page, where you will be able to download relevant forms. HR policies and procedures, where you can view all policies and procedures. the MSS user guide, where you can download this video tutorial via a written version, and the organizational chart to view your team and expand to see everyone else in the organization. GDPR. As a member of Scope staff, you are required to be aware of and follow Scope's data, privacy, and IT acceptable usage policies. You are required to know your responsibilities when you are handling data on Scope's behalf. It is, it is a key term of your contract that you maintain confidentiality as to any data you are using and ensure the integrity is maintained of physical records and electronic data that is used in your work. You, your partner, spouse, or children must not get any unauthorized financial or other benefit from contracts or transactions entered into by Scope or any organization associated with Scope through any third party. You will promptly disclose in writing to the head of your business area all your interests in any business undertaking or concerning other than Scope. You will not during your employment except with the written consent of your director be directly or indirectly involved in any trade, business, undertaking, or concern, whether alone or on behalf of or in association with any other person, that may, in the reasonable opinion of your director, conflict with the activities and or interests of Scope. You must not, either during your employment with Scope or afterwards, for any for any purposes other than those of Scope, A. Disclose information of confidential nature relating to Scope service users, staff, or Scope's business affairs. B. Disclose any data stored by electronic or manual means as defined under the Data Protection Act. If you experience or encounter any issues with iTrent, please email iTrent@scope.org.uk. We hope you have found this tutorial useful. Thank you.